So let's first, since we are dealing with some data, let's look into some data. Okay, some data at first. Let's say I take this data of this horse and this music audio signal and this revenue budget and all these things for a company. Now, if I ask you the simple question that find the pattern in this data, what is your answer? Anyone? What is your answer? What is the pattern? What is the pattern in this data of a horse, signal, and this table of revenue of a company? Anyone who wants to share his or her view?
I cannot say any pattern with the data.
Okay. Anyone else?
Revenue and exports are increasing.
Yeah, but that's like a specific for the table, but not a pattern in the horse or the signal, right? For the table thing, that's specific. But
yeah.
So what is the pattern in this three type of data? That's the question. The answer is that there is no pattern, and hence, just if I give you a single set of data, it doesn't make sense, right? Is it all clear to you? If I just give you data, if I give you pictures of a banana and a moisturizer and a horse and this revenue table and this signal or an audio and random music, it will not make at all any sense, right? So data, just data, the information alone is useless. It's of no use. And I have given you an example, right? Yeah, your data in front of you, but you cannot find any pattern. So this is something you should take away from this. The data alone is powerless. It has no power. But what has power? Data always comes with something. Data doesn't come randomly from some source. Data always is being collected with a specific thing in mind. And that's why data always comes with questions. So data alone is not at all useful. Data should always come with a question, a specific question. Now, what is that question? I mean, the question shouldn't be find the pattern in the data. What is the pattern in the data? That is not a question. A question should be more specific, more aligned, and must have a very well-defined goal. And this is how we solve any data science problem. First, we have a question. Then we collect the data in a proper way. Then we transfer the data to make it easy to find the patterns. And then we try to use scientific tools. We solve the questions using scientific and mathematical tools. Okay. All of you clear with this? You can give a thumbs up reaction. Did you understand this first lesson that you have learned? Yes, Indrajit? Okay. Yeah, you can give this thumbs up. All of you got it? Great, super. So just to summarize, there is a question you ask, there are questions you ask, then you collect the question in a proper way the data in a proper way to answer that specific question. So if, as the has told, if the company wants to understand if the revenue is increasing or not, the company will collect that specific data. The company will not go ahead and randomly collect the height of the employees just to find whether the revenue is increasing or not. That's useless data, that nonsense data. So first it comes with a question, then we collect data, and then we transform the data in a very proper way to find the patterns. And then we actually find the patterns, and we use scientific tools to find the patterns to actually answer the question as close as possible. That's the idea. To give a small example, did I give an example here? Yeah. For a small example, if the scientific community, let's say how Boyle's law was discovered. If a scientific community ask, is there a relationship between pressure and volume? If, let's say a chemist or physicist ask it, the famous Boyle's law. So they collect this pressure and volume data, and then they plot it. That's a pattern finding step. Okay, plotting it. That's the data pre-processing step. That's a pattern finding step. And after finding the pattern, they use human intelligence. Okay, you can see the pattern like it's decreasing. So you use human intelligence or visual patterns to understand it's decreasing. And they can also mathematically Theta model. That's artificial intelligence model. Okay. But human intelligence means, I will come to that later on, but human intelligence means you just see it and you observe it, or you feel it and you get to know the relationship. Okay. For example, here we are seeing the picture of the, data pre-processed to find that curve of the volume and pressure, and you can see visually that it's decreasing, right? So that's the human intelligence, what I mean. But now if you want to find a specific relationship and you really want to prove mathematically that it's decreasing, then you have to find an artificial intelligence way, theta model, right? So this is like, I gave an example of the same thing.